everybody.
Hello, we made it. We cannot do these unless we have sound that we can both hear and that we can both be heard. It just won't work. So we're glad we have that fixed now. And we're happy to see everybody here. We've got about a dozen people here. I hope a few more show up, but we're happy with those that are here. Hi, Sandy and Liza and Nancy, or Lisa. I always say her name wrong. How are you, Azure?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I would like for
Good.
the weather to warm up again. So what are we talking about today?
Today, we are sharing all about connections.
Awesome.
So, being connected to the tree means that you're connected to the global family tree because WikiTree is a single family tree. Once you have connected into that tree, you can check your connections to anybody else on the tree that's also connected. So it's basically a little bit about what connections are.
Mm-hmm. Terrific. Oh, and
So,
Sandy has a little follow-on from last time. If you want to talk about that real quick, or well, Sandy, I'm going to start that, and we'll save that for later because you. It sounds like you have a good tip for us, so we'll work on that later. Thank you.
awesome. So we were just going to, I'm going to go to my profile to get us started. So right here at the top, it shows this 3,444 connections. So anybody who has a profile on WikiTree, they can click on this.
Mm-hmm. And that's just within how many degrees of us? Like seven degrees
Right.
of us, correct?
Yeah, so this is the CC7 number. And if you want to learn more about what connection counts are, there's this question mark next to it. And that will take you to the help page about what connection counts are. So connection counts are connections within 7 degrees. And that includes not only family, biological relationships, but any connections through marriage. So it'd be
Right.
your siblings, spouses, or maybe your step parents, anything like that. Any connections within 7 degrees of you. So you're at 0, and then anybody out from you is, that's an additional degree. So like your parents and siblings are 1 degree from you.
Fantastic. I love the connections.
Yes. I love to see that. That was one of the first things I just was really excited about when I came to WikiTree was the connection finder and being able to check connections. And then when when WikiTree added the CC7 and really, being able to see that number and see the increase and all that, I got really even more excited about it. So
Yeah.
from your profile, if you click on that number, the connections number, it opens up this special My Connections page. And it will show you then people who are 7, I think it starts out going down to like 5 or 6 degrees. And then you have to kind of keep saying expand, expand. So that's what this page is. It's going to show you the different people who are at different degrees from you. Wow, people are sharing how many degrees they have on their
I see that.
That's really exciting.
Sandy's winning so far, I think.
So that's the My Connections page, the special My Connections. Next, we were going to talk about the connection finder. which is on this from the same page. It's just a different tab here. It's the first tab. And from here, you can enter any two WikiTree IDs and find out what your connection is. So I'm just going to enter Julie and my IDs here and just click find connection. And there we go. 15
We're 15 degrees. We're actually cousins, aren't we, Azure?
We are. I'll show that when we go to that tab.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this is it. And so, and because I think because we are cousins, that's why everything's one color.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, if there was a marriage linking us, then we would see different colors. It would change from green to yellow and then back to green, depending on how many marriage connections were in there.
Yeah. So if you want to find out more about this page, then again, here is the question mark down here that will, if you click on this, it opens up a help page for you for the connection finder.
I think that's the tip of the video today is always look, if you have a question about something on a page, look for that little black question mark symbol and it will hop you over to the relevant help page.
Yeah. So the next tab that we have is the featured connections. So what are the featured connections? They are the every week there is example profiles of the week that are shared, and that's on the main WikiTree page, just wikitree.com. At the bottom it'll say what the theme is for the week, and those are the example profiles that are shared. And at the bottom of your profile page, then those example profiles are going to show up down here at the bottom. So this week's themes, for example, is German notables, and it's going to tell you how many degrees you are from those example profiles. And this is a good way to check to see if you are connected to the global tree, as if you have these listed down here at the bottom of your profile.
Now, Azure, yours has the theme listed there, but not everybody's is going to show that, correct?
Actually, I turned that off of the... Does yours not show that? Because I turned
No,
that
mine doesn't.
off. Huh.
There's an option in the WikiTree extension that lets you like title that, but we're thinking about adding a little more information down at that box anyway. So I don't have it turned on mine, I don't think. Well, it's not showing up on mine like that, and it should if it is on yours.
Yeah, I have the theme people sort turned off, but maybe there's another one for that. Sorry about that, everybody.
No, don't worry about it. But now everybody knows what's down there.
Okay. All right.
So if you guys don't have the WikiTree extension, don't worry about it. It's kind of an advanced feature, and at some point we'll go over that and you again or some more, and you can add that to your browser if you want to.
Huh. I just turned off the WikiTree browser extension and
you're still getting that?
So it must be, let me see.
Mine's not showing that. I'm so sad.
Yeah, and I have WikiTree B turned off, I think. So that was the only other. Well, anyway, we'll figure it out.
Doesn't matter. We'll move on. Maybe they're just rolling it out.
Okay, so that's how you find it on your own profiles, just at the bottom of the page. And if you go to back to the featured connections page. Then you can see these are all my connections of the featured connections. So how this works is, this is, if you go to this category of featured connections, so any category within WikiTree has a button, My Connections, up here in the corner, if it has other profiles in it. So if you click that, it takes you back to the My Connections page, and it shows you for that category your ancestors and cousins, and then down here it'll show you your connections. So people who aren't genealogically related to you, but are a connection through marriage, and it shows what degrees those are from you.
Mm-hmm. Which is very cool.
Yeah, so any
I'm always
category.
surprised at the I'm always surprised at the number of cousins that show up in that box, that in the ancestors and cousins box.
Yeah, for instance, one of my one place studies, we just moved to New Mexico. I think it's been about 5-6 years now. We've never been to Raton, New Mexico before, but when I just started the one place study and I check it now, I have ancestors and cousins here. So that was
That's
really
amazing.
that was really interesting to me. So now if we go to the My Cousins page, which is the next tab, you can see these are your cousins that are on WikiTree. And again, if you want more information on this page, there's the question mark, and that will explain what this is. So this page is to help you find and collaborate with your living relatives.
Another handy feature.
Yeah.
And it shows you on that table the distance, like fourth cousin, or is it degrees or cousins that shows up there in the table?
It says the distance. So I think it's
So it's got to
degrees
be,
away.
yeah. So like my first cousin would be like 4 degrees from me. So apparently.
Yeah. And then it has your common ancestor, which is really cool.
Yeah. Love it.
Okay. All right. So Relationship Finder is the next tab on here. And if I put in Julie's ID again, and again, here's the help page on this, for this page, to open help on Relationship Finder. And it's going to show you the relationship between two WikiTree IDs. And there we go. We are 6 cousins twice removed.
6 cousins. We're almost sisters.
So that is the My Connections page. You start out. You can also get to it from your My WikiTree page, and just go down here to Connections. So that's another way to get there.
In case you're not on your profile and you want to go see who you're connected to.
Right. And also if you're on another profile, say I go to my grandmother, anybody's profile out here, you can do, if you go to the profile ID that's showing up here in the upper right hand corner, it's the second menu option. You can check your connection to this profile from there, or you can go down here and check relationship to me. And you can do that on any WikiTree profile. And as long as they're connected, you'll see a result by going there. So for your profile ID, you would just go to your profile, and it's right here in the same place. So whichever profile you're on, that profile ID will show up there. And one thing
Fun.
we wanted to point out is don't be afraid to click around and check things out. You can't break anything. Have a kind of be curious about how, well, where does this go, and check things out and ask questions. It's such a great community of genealogists on here. They're really generous, answering
Mm-hmm.
people's questions, and you can ask
Absolutely.
questions in the forum, which is what we call G2G, which is genealogist to genealogist forum.
And if you get too far down a rabbit hole and you don't know how to get out, you'll still find the help menu up there with the forum. Say, throw me a
Yep.
rope.
Lots of great links, and then you can always go, if you just click my WikiTree, if you set it up in settings, it'll take you back to that navigation homepage too. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
good starting point for new people.
Right.
So we were since we're talking about connections, so this is the main G2G page. If you've gone to help and then G2G, their forum, then this is the main page, and you'll see here at the top are questions that have been pinned. And one of the ones that have been pinned is for the April 2023 Connect-a-Thon. So we just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. Have you
Starts Friday.
registered yet? Registration is closing on Wednesday. So pick a team. There's several to choose from, and there's a link on here about the Connect-a-Thon, how to get there. And it's also the registration link for the Connect-a-Thon is in the description of this video below. So you can get there from there. So definitely pick a team and help us connect some profiles.
If you don't know which team you want to be on, just say so, and Mindy and her crew will find one that needs you. We have several that are just non-regional or just, working on whatever profiles we feel like working on, which I think most do anyway, but some are more focused on, like I think I saw Teresa Willis posted Team Virginia, so they try to focus on the Virginian
And
ancestors.
and right here at the top of this post here, this term Connect-a-Thon is a link, and it will take you to the help page about the Connect-a-Thon.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is basically is adding profiles to already existing profiles on WikiTree. So we want to increase the amount of profiles on WikiTree, and so this is one of the big 4 events that we have of the year. We've been having 3 Connect-a-Thons and 1 Source-a-Thon the last couple of years now, I think it is. So
Yeah.
that's what this one is.
So
And
the reason
go
we
ahead.
like to do the Connect-a-thon, I'm sorry, the reason we
Go
like
ahead.
to do the Connect-a-thons is because the longer we make our branches or the wider we make our branches, the more likely it is that when somebody comes to WikiTree, they'll find an ancestor and they'll be
Yeah.
able to get connected more quickly to the big
Yeah.
tree. We have lots of little islands of branches out there, which is that's kind of an oxymoron, an island and a branch. But anyway, I'm sure you guys get, we have branches hanging out here that haven't been able to connect into the big tree yet. And so the more we add to those branches, the more connected we will all be, and we'll see our connections between each other to be shorter, and people will be able to find their ancestors more quickly.
Yeah, it's all
Yes,
about
Sandy says
cousin
cousin
bait.
bait. Yes.
It's all about adding those collateral lines too. The wider you can go out on your tree, the better, right? Because then
Right.
you're making feelers out for more people to connect into you. So
Exactly. And
yeah.
sometimes those side branches are where you find all the really super interesting stories too.
Yeah. Yep.
You never know what you'll find when you dive down a rabbit hole. So I think we covered everything, didn't we, Azure, on the
I
connections?
I think we did. Does anybody have any questions? about
We've got plenty of
connections.
we've got plenty of time for a little Q&A. And actually, let's go back to what Sandy was saying earlier. She last time we got together with you guys, we were talking about the features of the WikiTree extension, and one of them is a little button for a notepad. And so she figured out a good way to keep notes in her notepad, the dates for the states. You know, when did a state become a state, and when did a county become a county? So Sandy can just click on her little notepad and be reminded of that information that she might need on a regular basis. So that's a great tip, Aunt Sandy. Thank you.
And I lost my notepad, so I have to put it back here.
Oh.
When I turned off the browser extension,
no.
I lost my notepad.
Does anybody have any questions about the connection finder or the extension that we went over last time or the Connect-a-Thon? Anybody got any good pie recipes? Because we can always get them started with pie, right, Azure?
Oh, yeah. My favorite pie is Marionberry.
I've heard of that.
If anybody doesn't know, a Marionberry is named after Marion County, Oregon, and it's a blend. It's a hybrid of raspberry and blackberry.
June wants to know how to add the extension, so let me pull up that space page. There is a space page, and I'll get you the link to it, June. Hang on just a second. I'll put that in the chat.
And it's also on the WikiTree
there
Tours
you go.
page because we covered it. So there's links to how to do that on there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, because we have yeah. Right. Yeah, we have a post for each of our WikiTree Tours events. So if you just go to G2G and look for the is there a tag WikiTree Tours? I can't remember if we added that or not.
Yeah, it's let's see. Yeah, WikiTree Tours right here. Here's the tag.
Yeah, so if you go to that tag, you'll be able to find all the past events and ask questions out there too if you need to. Okay, we've got a couple other things. Sandy said, can we show how to tell which ancestor has been added to our CC7? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Sandy. Let me go look at mine. So are you talking about the table?
So when you go to the connection counts here, and if you click here on the number again.
Oh, of course, yeah.
It shows the history of when your connection count increased. So you can see mine's been kind of inching up over the last month or so. But I don't know how to find out which ancestors were the last ones created. I think that if you go to your connections and you go down to like the bottom of the list for each degree, I think that's how you can see which ones were the last ones added. I'm not totally positive about that though.
Oh, I think I thought it was by birth date when you look at the degrees, but I could be wrong.
It?
There. You know what? No, maybe not. Yeah. I think no, I could be wrong.
19. Yeah, it seems like it's by date, but then this one's kind of out by itself. Yeah. Oh, 1878.
No, you're right.
Okay,
yeah. I think you were right the first time because I'm looking at my second degree, and my stepmom is the last one listed there, and it makes sense that she would have been the most recently added in that degree. So,
gotcha.
Sandy, you stumped us.
We love those kind of questions, though.
Yeah, because then we get to learn something too.
Yeah.
So I hope that was what you were looking for, Sandy. And yes, you could look on your contribution feed too. But what if somebody else added it?
Yeah, if you've got a pretty wide tree, then other people could be adding. I know the last ones that have been added to mine weren't added by me, so it's been kind of fun to watch it kind of inch up there.
Yeah. Let's see. We had a couple of others here. Let me see what else we were talking about. Nancy
Oh,
wanted to talk about the whoops, didn't want that. The colors on the connection finder. Can you put in a connection where we can show the different connections through
sure,
marriage?
sure. This one I think would be one of them. Yeah. So you
There
can
you
see
go.
the change between. So this is a genealogical relationship here, and it changes here because this is a
So
husband and wife.
Pauline's son David married Darlene McVeigh, who was the daughter, niece of
To my mom.
Azure's mom. Yeah, it's hard to work through those steps sometimes, but you can always just click on them and then go to the my relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking back through
Oh,
because I
and
think I
yeah,
might have missed something.
Nancy did say connection count shows the weekly change. Yes, that's right. It shows
Yes,
the change
yeah,
over over each week. This is a weekly change.
yeah. Dee has a really great question about G2G, and I see this happening often with newer people who come out there, or sometimes not new people, who can't find where they replied before in G2G. And we will be going over G2G in a future tour, but if we could just take a look at that real quick. If you go to your G2G profile,
Right
which
here from the
Azure,
My WikiTree menu.
we're doing an ad
Click
hoc
on that.
tour, so bear with us.
So if you go
And then
to
the
go ahead.
recent activity is what I use a lot. If you go to recent activity, it shows all of your comments and answers, or if you chose an answer. And if you click, like at that first one there, you can see that Azure commented on that
Yeah.
question. So if you click on the word commented, it will actually jump you right to where she commented. But then, like you were going to do, go ahead, Azure, if you want to show what the other tabs do as well.
I was just going to show, so you can, this shows your recent activity, but if you want to just see the questions that you asked, you just click on this tab and it just shows the questions that you've most recently asked. And it's going to sort by the most recent at the top. So you can see I asked the question that we shared earlier 6 days ago. So there's been other questions I've asked. So it's down here further down. But if I go to recent activity, it's at the top because it's the most recent one I had any type of activity on.
And I believe that's only like 1 page's worth of stuff. So it's not unlimited. It's just really is your most recent.
Yeah. So if you click on all questions, though, you can see across here, if you have the WikiTree browser extension enabled, you can just see the different pages right here at the top. And then same with all answers. So if you want to see just all the answers that you've made on G2G, again, it's going to sort by the most recent at the top.
Mm-hmm. And Hillary had mentioned something about adding some of the other extensions as well as the browser one, and we will be getting into that as time passes here with our WikiTree tours, we'll be going over some of the other options that are available. We just don't want to go too deep into it now because we're not prepared for that, Hillary.
Okay, Sandy says, click on my contribution feed, and there is an
Yes.
ancestors button at the top.
Yes.
So it shows.
I always forget that's there.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Sandy. I didn't know about that.
Maybe Sandy needs to come and help us with this next time.
Definitely. So this is
cool.
That's
terrific.
So this will show changes made, and then it looks like descendants. This is the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And connections. Does it break down a little bit? Yeah, so these are just the different views of the activity feed.
So there's another option that I use a lot, and it's on your watch list. If you want to see what's been going on with the profiles that you either manage or where you're on the trusted list, just go to your watch list and click the activity link at the very beginning there. And there's all kinds of stuff on that page too. And this will take you out and show you all the contributions that have been made by you and others on the profiles on your watch list, including free space pages. And you can also hide your own contribution so you can see just what the others are doing. And there's other options there too, like only show profile creation and so on and so forth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stephen has a good tip. Oh, did you click it too?
We clicked at the same time.
We canceled each other out. Yeah. So Stephen uses the contributions tab to get where he was work. Yeah, I do that all the time. And it helps you like during the thons, if you're creating tons of profiles and you don't want to take the time to remove them from your watch list, when you're done, you can go back to this and click on profile creation only and find all the ones that you created, and then get those off your watch list pretty easily. There's actually a bulk tool. If you go to just any WikiTree URL and take out the profile ID and say special : watch list changes, I hope I'm saying that right, you'll find a way to take, oh no, it's trusted list changes. I knew I was going to say that wrong. Trusted list changes will allow you to go in and take yourself off of trusted lists pretty quickly.
And it's right here at the top of your watch list too. Watch list changes.
You can tell how I navigate. I just type stuff into the URL bar, the address bar.
And
that's right a handy tool.
If you'd like to remove yourself from trusted lists that you've just added recently, or if someone else bloated your watch list.
That happens every once in a while. They try to add you to one and they end up adding you to their whole watch list by accident.
Yeah. So this is a good way to be able to go through, and you can select ancestors or descendants of this one person and get removed from a whole bunch at once.
Yeah, it's super handy if you're trying to keep your watch list below 5,000, which is a good habit to be in.
Yes. I've been trying to keep mine under 500 actually.
500? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep it way down because it just seems like things run a lot better that way.
Nancy's trying to remember everything she learned today. It'll be recorded, my friend.
Yeah.
Get your notepad out.
I think I'm at, let's see, where am I at right now on my watch list count? Oh, 722.
Oh, I'm more than a little jealous. Mine's pretty big. I just
Yeah,
added some more this morning as I was working on a couple of things.
yeah. I
I'm
just
at
tried.
4,999.
That's funny. Oh,
One more and I get the orange banner at the top. If you go to your watch list page and you see a big orange banner at the top because you've gone over 5,000, consider dropping some of those. Consider orphaning some of the profiles on your watch list. We have a limit because it does affect our server performance when people have
yeah,
giant watch lists. So.
yeah, yep. And when you're like the cemetery I'm working, it has over 6,000 profiles, and I don't want to manage all of those, So
Right.
it's better to just, if you've done everything you're going to do to the profile, it's okay to just let it go and be an orphan out there. There's nothing wrong with that.
Hmm.
So
Yep. That gives other people an opportunity to manage their ancestors or their family members. If you have a common ancestor and they want to take a branch or something, then if you orphan it, it's easy for them to pick it up and do some work on it. No,
yeah,
I mean you can always work on them if they're open, but still it just makes it a little easier if it's orphaned.
yeah. And Nancy has a good tip there. She tries to orphan anyone more than CC7. That's kind of a good thing to go by.
Yep, it is. Yeah, I go in and try to, if I'm not directly related to somebody, I will orphan them and
Yeah,
their descendants and their
yeah.
spouses. There's no reason for me to keep anybody but my direct ancestors.
Oh, it looks like Nancy, we missed something. What did you want us to show again? Can
Oh,
you
I'm
share?
sorry.
Back up here.
I
She
missed that.
said, what did you want us to show again?
Oh, I think you did when she said that. It
Okay.
was the ancestors off of the contribution feed, if I recall correctly.
Well, it looks like we've she uses a notepad for handy links to frequently used pages. That's
Nice.
good.
It's a good idea, Lisa.
Lisa, how to add extension. Covered that one. Looks like June's working on her husband's line.
So does anybody have any quick questions about the Connect-a-Thon this weekend? I hope everybody signed up. It starts Friday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern US. Deadline is Wednesday at midnight Eastern time. So we hope that you'll all come and join us. I haven't looked lately to see how many people are signed up, but I'm pretty sure it's in the many hundreds. I could
I
go look
think,
real quick.
yeah, I think it's 612 answers are showing on the page.
Okay. Yeah.
613.
Yeah.
Somebody just
Yay!
registered.
Somebody just.
Let's see. I'm just going to go to the badges and see how many people have got badges because I'm sure not everybody gets badged right away. So
No, it takes a little time
they
to get
do it
that
in
done.
batches, I think.
Yeah.
But if you click on your badge, you can see how many people have registered.
You guys might not know, but badging you guys for this is a manual process. So somebody's
Take some
being, and it
time.
looks like Cheryl is doing a lot of those right now. It does
Yeah.
take time. So we're
And
so
nice.
happy to have everybody. We've got 596 people badged for the Connect-a-Thon right now. So that's very exciting.
And I
It'll be
love how
fun.
there's so
Everybody
many
have all
different.
their snacks.
Yeah. I love how there's teams for all over the place and for different, topics. Like the Musty Dusties. I'm always so impressed with their work because they're working on those
Oh,
pre
me too.
1500 profiles. They're so neat.
I can't even conceive of that. That's just way out of my wheelhouse.
And you're on the tree nuts, right? Yeah. You're
Yes,
tree nuts and
I co-captained that with Robin Shawls. Yeah, and
it'll
you're
Western Red Cedars. And we got, who else do we have? Sandy, I think you're Team Virginia, aren't you? Yeah, there you are.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And they're doing a lot of the Appalachian work there.
And we got the new team from Australia, Southern Cross Stars. And then we have the other Australian
Yep.
team, Super Aussie Genies. Those are some new teams. And another new team from Brazil, which is really exciting, was the Smoking Snakes. That was cool to see.
Do you remember? I would say, do you remember the story behind their name? I can't. Somebody told me that I can't. I have to pop this up here. Go Tree Nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the story with the smoking snakes in Brazil? I can't remember. There is a
Here it
reason
is.
for it.
It's the nickname
Oh, you were
of
looking.
the
There it is.
Brazilian Expeditionary Force, active during World War II.
Okay. Cobras fumantes. I love it. That's so fantastic. What a great way to honor them.
And the other new, this one has been for a couple thons now. The Team L'Chaim, I think is how it's pronounced. I'm not sure. For Jewish
Yep.
profiles, and that's Elaine's team. Those are all the new teams. So lots of teams to pick
Very
from.
exciting. Something for everyone.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you don't want to pick an area, just pick one of the non-region specific teams. I mean, Tree Nuts. Just pick the Tree Nuts.
Or Hillary says she's co-captain for the Welsh Dragons. And here's Sandy saying she's Team Virginia with the Appalachians. And let's see. Oh, yeah. Celery and PB.
PBJ.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, that sounds good. Good energy builder. Oh, I have a new snack for the Connect-a-Thon. I got some of the. Have you seen the ads for this Cryo Brew? CRIOBRU. It's roasted cacao beans or cocoa beans. So you brew it like coffee, and it has theobromine in it, so it gives you energy, but it doesn't make you jittery like caffeine does. It just has a little bit of caffeine in it. So I'm looking forward to having that. Yeah.
That sounds good. Wow.
I think it'll be nice.
Very cool.
And Judy's got the little team on the prairie. Oh, did we do that at the same time again?
Yep.
All right. Well, we would be happy to answer any more questions if anybody has them. Otherwise, we should probably wrap up and let you guys get back to WikiTreeing. WikiTreeing. I didn't have to add the extra EE in there, did I? Roasted cocoa beans. Yes, ma'am. They were so good. I'd like to just walk around with a bag on my face all day. It smelled so good. I'm giving them a little ad in the chat there. There you go, Sandy. It's quite delicious. Don't expect it to be like coffee though. It's a little like watery hot chocolate, but add some cream and it's delicious.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Should we wrap it up?
I think that's everything. I think we covered everything
All
we were
right.
going to cover.
Okay. Well, I'm so glad you guys stopped by. If you have questions that you think of after we're done here, go out to the post in G2G and you can ask questions there and we'll do what we can to answer them. So we'll see you in about a month for our next tour when we will be, what are we going over next time, Azure? The plan right now is in May to do, I can't find the list.
Browser extension.
I know we have
Part two of the browser extension, it looks like. So last time we covered part one. And tentatively it'll be the third Monday of the month is, let's see, when would that be?
I
Third
don't
Monday
know.
of, so it's the 15th of May would be the third Monday of May.
Okay,
So
perfect.
tentatively, that would be the next date. Thanks
Okay,
all for
great.
coming.
Yep, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.